and you want to add those modern elements and keep the architectural integrity for every addition that you do. Well, today I'm with Derek from the Ross Brothers team, and we're going to be discussing exactly that as we're in a Frank Lloyd Wright inspired home, and they've done an incredible job concealing, hiding, and really adding everything to the home to make it look original. So Derek, thank you so much for having me here today. A lot has changed. I mean, we were here a little while back, but I want to go through all these different elements that you guys really implemented into this beautiful space.
Well, you know, we're at the final stages, so that's when you deal with the lighting, the plumbing, and how you're going to hide everything that you want to do. The house is beautiful, as you can see, but one of the drawbacks of a house of a historic nature like this that doesn't have a traditional sheetrock ceiling is that you have a lot of open beams and open areas. And that's what makes this house so gorgeous, but it's a nightmare from the construction end because you have no place to hide anything. So, you know, one of the problems that we had here, it was lacking lighting, and the clients wanted us to bring in a lot more light into the place, so we had to start working on that. They have some artwork they wanted to put here. So these trellises were already here. So we put 2 directional hi-hats in here, but what we did was we put a piece of wood in there, we faux painted it to match. You would never even know it's there, but even if you look underneath it, you see it matches what's existing. We did the same thing over here. We added some more lights through here. We put 2 lights in here, which didn't exist before. Again, you don't see any wiring. It looks like it's been here the whole time. The most important concept with what we're doing in this house, it's beautiful the way it is. We do not want to disrupt what's already working.
No, absolutely. And when you're looking at the ceiling and concealing the wiring, and even in other areas like the bathroom, the plumbing, you know, I'm looking at an area over here where you have a beautiful lighting fixture. Let's go look at that.
So yeah, I mean, you know, this was a fixture they fell in love with, but unfortunately it was a white fixture. And they have some aluminum fixtures and they have an aluminum hood, but they don't have anything white, and they didn't want to bring any more elements in here. So we brought in our specialty faux painter, and they came in and they hand grained every piece of wood graining and knots on there, and it blends in.
That looks exactly like a piece of wood. I mean, it has the wood knots, it has the graining, it has the color, it has everything. I mean, that's impressive.
And that came in handy because we did a lot of specialty lighting here where we had to hide the wirings. And the wood that was in this house, even when we bought new wood, it didn't match.
Right.
So what we did is we bought oak, which is a lot cheaper, and we were able to faux paint it and have the exact same finish. So let me take you into the bedroom and show you what we did over there.
Derek, so we're here in the master bedroom, and I know that this was probably one of the most tricky areas to be able to conceal. I know right above us is actually the roof, but tell us what you did, because the lighting is really important in this room.
Well, just like every other room, the challenge that you have is how do you put lighting in a room that has no place to hide wires?
Right.
And to, you can do it in some places where you can use a wood molding, but you can't do that in big open spaces like that. In small spaces it works. So basically what we did is we took oak and we made a soffit that goes all the way around the room. And in that soffit has 2 things that we're doing with that. Number 1, we're running electric, so the whole ceiling is gonna glow. This room will light up. But the other thing that was very important to the clients is they wanted all the remote control blinds.
Okay.
And so, in order to have that, you need electric. So we were able to wire the cove lighting so that the blinds can be hooked up directly for it, and you won't see any electrical work for that as well.
You know, as far as plumbing specifically in here, I know that the homeowner, they wanted a rain shower. You know, how do you go through the process and decide even what to do?
Well, again, no ceiling to hide it in. We had to come up with a constructive way to do it. And I think, it's not perfect. Obviously, you can see that it wasn't original, but I think it blends enough that it looks good enough. But, everything that we've done in this house, specifically even for these lights, was even more challenging. They need lights over our sink.
Right.
And, so we were able to engineer this and kind of put this together, and we drew it on a sketch, and they liked the concept, and that's what we did. I think it looks awesome.
No, it looks amazing. And actually, the way that you did it with the wood and the fixture, I mean, it looks like it was meant to be as far as an actual lighting fixture from the ceiling going down. It adds that natural element to the piece. It's a work of art.
Absolutely. You wouldn't know this was something new unless you'd been here before.
Right.
And that's the key to everything that we're trying to do with the lighting and the plumbing for that matter, or anything that we have to hide in the ceiling, is we want to keep it true to the original infrastructure or look of the place, and that's the key. Obviously, you know, this is a historic home. On the outside, we have to go through the board to get it approved. We have our own board inside. We want to keep it to the same things that we do on the outside. One other cool element to talk about is that this tile was the original tile that was here, and we went through the process of saving it. This was not easy to, you know, get all the concrete off the back. The homeowners were adamant, we must use this tile in the bathroom. We want the original tile that was here. So we were able to repurpose it, as you can see on both sides.
Yeah.
And then in here, we're gonna paint it. Our faux painters are gonna come in, faux paint it to match the color. But it's beautiful because we've added a lot of modern elements, but we've also kept the integrity of what it was designed to be and some of the old materials that were in the original structure. So the clients are really happy with that. And I have to say, it looks beautiful. And
I mean, the
it's totally
colors
different.
are perfect. I mean, they all match perfectly, and you know, it's amazing. And it's like, you know, they really stepped outside the normal comfort zone of design. I mean, they brought in elements that, you know, the average person, they might be scared to, but it's done in the most flawless way.
It's not great when you have clients that are daring.
Yeah.
And these are the best when it came to daring. And as our clients were, did some architectural work and design work of their own, and they did some work, and they had a lot of experience with that. So we were able to work together to come up with some great concepts. Sometimes I would shake my head when they would request things and say, what are you doing to me? But we figured it out, and in the end, it really is beautiful, and we're really happy with the end product, and they're absolutely ecstatic.
Without a doubt. Derek, thank you so much for having us today. We saw so many amazing elements. I can't wait to come back and see what's next. But tease us, what can we expect? What are we going to talk about?
A couple projects to go over, obviously the staircase, the pivot door, the amazing outside stuff that's going on. We got a pool, we got a fire pit, we got a water feature, a lot. So we got at least 2 or 3 more things to cover on our next couple episodes.
Absolutely, and those elements really transform this space. And for all of you, thank you for tuning in. Comment below because we want to know what projects you have coming up and what experience you've had. But ask your questions so Derek and the Ross Brothers team can get back to you. So stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you next time.